G'day everyone, welcome to Seagulls TV and our round 12 team selection video ahead of our clash with Geelong at Burbank Oval on Sunday. And joining us as always to take us through the team is football manager Chris Dixon. Chris, thanks very much for joining us. The whole playing group must be pretty fresh and ready to get stuck into the second half of the year after having a bye last week.
No, indeed. I think a few of the boys got away and enjoyed some sunshine up north, or sort of a lot of the country boys got the chance to go back home and catch up with friends and family. So yeah, all refreshed and ready to go. Obviously a big game this week, so looking forward to getting stuck into it.
Let's get straight into the team now, and I suppose the biggest omission is Cameron Lockwood. Can you tell us why he's missing this week?
Cam's just had a bit of hamstring tightness, so we thought he was a chance to get up this week, but actually just pinned at playing a bit of soccer last week as the boys are sort of doing a bit of cross training. So he'll definitely miss this week. We thought he might have had a chance, but he'll be definitely out of action this week, but pretty optimistic he'll be back in time to face North Ballarat the week after.
Taking a look at the side that's been selected, is it fair to say the team's beginning to look reasonably settled? There's not too many changes week to week now, which is good.
I think that's probably been one of the positives so far. Touch wood is that we've been pretty healthy injury-wise, sort of a few other little niggles, so it's allowed a lot of guys to get a bit of continuity. There's obviously a few guys there that have been added to the squad that have been really knocking the door down. Jake Reiser, Jake Owen, Sam Critchley, just a few names that are really putting in strong performances. We're seeing Caleb Hislop return from injury and put in a couple of really good performances first up too. So there's still, I guess the makeup of our side going forward is probably still a bit up in the air, but certainly that core group of players have been able to enjoy a bit of continuity, and it just helps us going forward as a standalone club. Obviously everyone on the same page.
And one of those younger players, Caleb Sullivan, back in as 23rd man, and he's going to have his work cut out for him, but a great challenge against a pretty talented Geelong forward line on Sunday.
I guess the timing was pretty worked out really well. Obviously Geelong with a fair bit of height up the front end, Vardy, Mitch Clark, Tim House, so it was perfect timing for us to bring in sort of a tall 23rd player, and that's sort of been the beauty about a lot of our guys in that role this year. We've been able to sort of use them, I guess, a bit horses for courses, so we've sort of used Lockie Schultz on a couple of days where we've needed a bit of extra pressure in our front half and extra small, and then obviously the use of Caleb and also Christian Big-Smith as well when we've needed that extra height down back. It's worked out pretty well. So Caleb's been really impressive for us in the two games that he's played. Look, there's certainly times where he'll be playing on pretty credentialed opponents, so we'll be backing him in and expecting to do a good job for us.
Now, you mentioned some of the Geelong players there, but who are some of the other players, I suppose, around the club that we need to be wary of come Sunday?
I think obviously their strengths up forward, they've got that height up there, but also I guess a really strong midfield mix. Josh Cowan had a great game on the weekend, Sam Menegola. What they've done, it's a real credit to sort of Troy Selwood and their program down there. They've get really good local players in and develop into serious VFL footballers. So we've seen Tim House come in and kick 9 goals in 3 games. Atkins is another one, he's having a really good year. So it's a credit to their program and what they do in terms of developing these players from the local leagues, and certainly going to be game on. They've had a really good couple of weeks, and everyone saw the result against Box Hill on TV, so it's going to be a really good contest. They're a team we've sort of had some great battles with over the past few years, and certainly probably got a couple of bad memories of when they towed us up a couple of times down at Burbank Oval when they're in their premiership era. So it's going to be game on. It's going to be a really high standard game of football, and I'm sure the ball's going to be pinging around a fair bit.
Yeah, so no development game on the Sunday this week. That's been moved to Saturday down at Frankston at 11 a.m. So just the one game on Sunday at Burbank Oval. Start time 2 o'clock, and very limited spots available for our President's Luncheon with Master Chefs George Kalambaris joining us. So if you'd still like to get along to that, tickets are selling very quickly, so call the club on 9391 0309 to book your spot there. But that's all we've got time for this week. We'd love for you to get down to Burbank Oval and brave the weather and get behind us as we look to kick off this second half of the season with a big win over Geelong. Thanks for joining us.